I am constantly, despite having made several videos on this topic, still I am constantly getting the "atheists have no logical reason to be moral" line thrown in my face. I am fucking sick and tired of it. I want to make a few points very, very clear here. First and foremost, morality is an evolved and evolving thing. All morality evolves. If it didn't, we'd still be keeping slaves. Christian morality evolves right along with the rest of us, and if you claim it doesn't, you're full of shit. Because if it didn't, if Christian morals were based solely on the Bible and nothing else, then Christians would still, to this day, be stoning blasphemers, homosexuals, and adulterers. I'm sorry, but I don't see that happening. I call bullshit. Second, all group animals have some form of ethic code. Rats, chimps, gorillas, and hyenas are all altruistic creatures. Why? Because it is an evolutionary advantage for them to be so. If you doubt me, read the selfish gene and then we'll talk. Until such a time as you do that, shut the fuck up, alright? Thirdly, Christians claim that absolute moral values, can only come from God. I saw one comment today that stated that morality is obedience to the moral authority of God. It is immoral to disbelieve. This means that ethically correct means whatever arbitrary thing your God comes up with. If your God, for some reason, had decided that eating shellfish was wrong, eating shellfish would be wrong. Oh, and interesting fact, by the way, the Old Testament states that eating shellfish is wrong. Fuck you! Obeying some divine law is not a moral code. It is simply obeying without thought. If you want to know where obedience without thought leads, I suggest you take a long, hard look at the history of Germany in the 1930s. Fourth and finally, Christians will ask the question, if we evolved and we don't live forever, why don't atheists just do whatever the hell they like? What would be the point in living a moral life if there is no eternal reward or punishment? I'll tell you right now, if one of the people that say that ever loses faith, it's time to get the hell out of Dodge. Because that fucker is going to go on a killing spree. The very statement in itself makes it clear that these people are amongst the few who were born without morals. Evolutionary deviants, people that natural selection would weed out of the genome were it not for their religious fanaticism and the widespread public support for that. In short, this video is basically one huge fuck you to every single Christian who has ever used any variation on this argument or ever will. I am sick to death of it. It is a pointless, baseless, willfully ignorant argument, which I guess makes it a typical theist argument. So unless you want to prove how much of an asshole you really are, don't use it. Nuff said.